friends. How are you doing today? Welcome to MarkTalk. I'm your host, Mark Levy, and I'm very happy to be here today. Sorry about some stuff that's been happening and has caused me to not put up things as frequently as I want to, but that's the way that is sometimes. Working hard to fix that. Some of it's internal, some of it's external, but all of it has been affecting. We'll talk about that today because I think it's important to check in every once in a while, let people know what's up. And, this episode might be more for me than for anyone else, but that's okay. All right. So I haven't done an episode since last Thursday. Although I did do a Market Meets World, I do highly recommend check that out. There's a new one that came out yesterday. My friend John Galvis can watch on my YouTube. It's really great. We talked about the episode Notorious. That's not going anywhere. No, that's going anywhere. If you don't know my situation recently, I was in the process of getting a new job, which is really cool. It was going to actually make me have to change the formats and stuff like that, which is part of the reason why I didn't record on Friday, because I thought I was going to start work on Friday, and that didn't happen. So there was no episode then. But that is okay. And so basically, I was really excited to finally get a job. If you watch my rant about my job hunting, it's not much better. That's the best way to put that. But it is okay. So this was a job that I was interested in, that was interested in me in December, and it fell through. And then January 5th, it was like, hey, you want to work for us still? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, cool, get a COVID test. Got it done. Waited. Got told to take another. Cool, okay, whatever. That makes sense. Nothing else from them except for getting COVID tests. And there was a big amount of miscommunication, or not communication. Found that out today. That was fun because it was through a temp agency, and the temp agency was the only thing contacting me at all. And there was no start date, nothing, just COVID tests. And if you know me, I have an incredibly small bubble right now. I only see my roommates. I don't really leave my apartment except for like an hour a day. I don't ride the subway. I started riding the subway actually for these COVID tests, which, that was good to get over that fear. I'm happy that happened. And yeah, so yesterday I hit my breaking point with that, where I was just like, they're wasting my time, and I don't like not being communicated with, which is part of the reason I'm actually doing this episode. I'd rather communicate with you guys than not. Because I think it's important that if you have a show that you're trying to do the show. And also to have a guest here, which is also, if anyone that is an interesting person that wants to possibly guest today, I'll gladly have you as my guest. If not, this will be honestly like no more than 15 minutes, just because that's just the way it is today. But that's all good. So yesterday I reached out to the temp agency, like, hey, what's up? Why am I only hearing from you, but not from the people that you got me the job for? And they're like, bleh. And they got a phone call today from them asking if I want to start tomorrow that job. And they're like, I think the ship sailed. Communication never happened after a certain point, which was a week ago today. And I'd rather just be miserable than be miserable there. That's where my brain went. Yeah. So about that's the reason why there hasn't been episodes in a traditional sense this week. I wanted to do something very, very simple today because I've been watching a lot of movies recently that like I haven't been able to watch since the pandemic, and I'm bringing up my Letterboxd right now because I want to talk about them a little bit. Follow me, Mark Levy 85, my Letterboxd. Hey, but I've seen some really good stuff recently, and I've been using the digital cinemas for that. That's a fun way to say that, right? Digital cinemas. All right, so let me pull up my stuff. All right. So, okay, let me see right here. Okay, I'm going to start off. I finally saw Spontaneous, which Matthew Phillips recommended me, and I really enjoyed a lot. I actually bought it the way I rented it through Amazon. It was like $6 for that. And I'm like, if I like this movie, I'm going to want to see it more than once. And it's really funny. If you like really good, dark, funny, romantic comedy, that's a kid's movie, but it's not a kid's movie. It's R, and it's great. And it's got The Girlfriend 13 Reasons Why in it, which I've never really watched, nor should I watch, because depression, and that show apparently is great with depression. I watched City Hall. I don't know if you guys have heard about this movie. It's a 4-hour and 37-minute long documentary by Frederick Wiseman. He's this guy that does these great long form documentaries, like he did this one called In Jackson Heights, all about Jackson Heights in Manhattan, in Queens. I can't speak right now. And this documentary is all about City Hall in Boston. And what's interesting is that the mayor in the documentary is Marty Walsh, who just got added to the Biden cabinet, which is pretty cool. If you're interested in bureaucratic things and very patient storytelling, I mean, it was 4 hours and 37 minutes. You can watch it all for free on PBS's app. I thought it was great. Let's see what else. I want to bring up Possessor. I love myself a good horror movie, and that movie is a good horror movie. It's about this woman who's a assassin whose job it is to go inside people's brains, convince them to kill someone, and then when she tells her people to pull her out, she gets them to kill themselves. So there's like no like trace of her being there. And so she gets this gig, and it goes wrong, of course. And the person becomes realizing there's someone inside his head. And it's a Brandon Cronenberg movie. So it's who is David Cronenberg's son. And it's good. It's a lot. I want to bring up Jasper Mall. Oh my God. I really enjoyed this one. I didn't think I was going to love it that much. It's a movie all about a mall in Jasper, Alabama. The fun fact about this mall is that it's a dying mall, like unfortunately a lot of malls are. And you see like the day-to-day life of people that live in that mall, that walk. There's a lot of mall walkers. And there's a lot of people like mahjong in that mall. It's a fascinating movie about a small town dying mall. And it's really beautiful, sad, but fun. I think anything else I wanted to bring up. Sound of Metal lived up to the hype. Riz Ahmed, I think, best performance there, although Chadwick Boseman's really close to there too, in my personal opinion. I just watched last night First Cow. I'm not a big Kelly Reichardt fan. Love this movie. It was great. Beautiful patient, all that stuff. Let's see what else. Anything else I want to bring up? Anything else? I'm so awkward with all this silence right now. I watched Red Balloon for the first time. That's pretty cool. I liked it. It was great. I watched the Arrow edition of Mallrats, which was great. 25th anniversary edition. I also want to talk about a little bit about recently my depression has been flaring up. And that's another reason why, if you've seen my content recently, it's been a little bit off. I've been feeling like kind of like an imposter recently, which is not my favorite thing in the world. Like whenever I play like online games, just I've not been proud of my play or whatever. But that's okay. Trying to fix that. It's a lot of self-doubt in my brain right now. There's a lot of self-doubt, and that's okay. Of course, things of this depression has to deal with everything that's happening in the world right now. Hopefully, everything goes really well in a week, and it's all peaceful and all that good stuff. But, it's a little bit scary. It's a scary time to be alive. But we're here. We're here together. And, yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else I really want to talk about besides for that. But it sucks. Like, it really sucks. Like, being open to depression is always a very scary thing because you don't know how people will handle that. But that's just where I am as a human being. I'm one of those people I'd rather be open and talk about it than not talk about it because that's where I am as a human being. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to drag this so much longer. There will be a Brant Steele on Friday. You can tweet at me at MarkLevy85. Also, I need guests for future episodes of the interview days. And of course, if you're interested, I'm casting for the Adventure Game seasons 3 and 4. Season 2 will be here on this channel. on Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out. I love you all. I'll be back. I'm sorry about any delays on anything, but I'm here. We got this. Yeah.